Hi, I'm Gabby and I'm a developer within a team of 7 working on a project through Imago, the student software company. With the help of Michael Corning, Suzanne Embry and Sir Hang Poon, we've been working on a local contact tracing app to help combat the spread of COVID-19 by adopting an open source project to our university campus. On screen is the latest version of the LCT UoM web app, which has been deployed live. It relies on users logging their visits to a location and informing the app if they test positive for COVID-19. If a user does tell the app they've tested positive, then all users who shared a space with them in the last 2 weeks will be informed that they may have been exposed. The process is anonymous, automated and instantaneous. Having said that, let me show you how LCT UoM works. On screen I have 2 browsers open to represent 2 different users. On the left is a desktop user and on the right is a mobile user. Initially, users log in using any nickname they like and click Next. Now, whenever users refresh or return to the page, they'll have the same nickname and they'll have the same information available. The first page is recent spaces, and currently we don't have any as these are new users, so let's move to the spaces page. Here you can see a map of the local community with markers to represent the buildings in our system. These are filtered by category: campus buildings, food and drink, accommodation, and entertainment. And you can see it's the same on the mobile. So first off, I'm going to log our desktop user into a campus building, for example, the Kilburn building. You can see here that a list of rooms appears, and I'm going to log it into Lecture Theatre 1.1. Now I can add it to my calendar, and here I can choose a time slot as short or as long as necessary. And to log this, I just press enter and confirm. For our mobile user, I'm also going to log them into the Kilburn building, but I'm going to log them into a different room. For example, the Bike Cafe. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to demonstrate that you'll only get an exposure warning if you've been in the same specific room as someone else. The reason for this is that university buildings can be so large that just because you're in the same building at the same time as someone, that doesn't mean you've actually been near them. I can add this to the calendar just like before, in the same time slot. Again, I can make it smaller or larger. And to log this to the calendar, to the server, I swipe right, and to delete it, I swipe left. Now I'll send a warning from the desktop user. You can see a warning pops up on the mobile user immediately. This is not an exposure alert, it's just letting you know that someone in the community tested positive. So another kind of space we have on LCT UoM are gatherings. And gatherings are for when the location you're visiting isn't in our system, or maybe if your location will change, for example on a hike. Now I'm going to have the desktop user create a new gathering. So the desktop user will give this gathering a name and then press enter to randomize it. This ensures gathering names are unique, and we highly suggest you do this to avoid accidentally using the same gathering name as someone else, which could cause you to get false warnings. The desktop user can then copy and paste this name to send to their friends and log it to their calendar like any other visit. Now the mobile user, if they want to attend this gathering, rather than creating a new one, they would join an existing gathering and enter the code that they've been sent. And again, they would log this to the calendar just the same. So now our server knows that these two users have been in the same place at the same time. So when I send a warning this time from the mobile user, you can see that the other user gets both the orange community alert and a red exposure alert, which tells them they've shared spaces with one who has since tested positive. Now that we have some activity for these users, we can go to the Recent tab. You can see the locations that the users visited here, and these are also visible in the audit log. And of course, the calendar. The calendar can be viewed in different modes, and visits can be logged ahead of time or for previous days. You can also edit previously logged visits. So for example, maybe I had a lecture at 2 o'clock and it overrun for whatever reason. I can adjust that and then send it to the server. So that's everything. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration, and if you have any questions, then just let us know. Thank you.